Good afternoon. My name is Michael Sparks, founder of Quanta USA. Today we're going to be talking about our 3-wavelength tattoo removal system, the Quanta Q+C. It's a very unique device. It's currently the only 3-wavelength system on the market today. And what I mean by that is it's a 3 true wavelength system. There's a 1064 and a 532, like a lot of tattoo removal lasers have. But the thing that really separates this from everything else out there is there's a 1000 millijoule of pulse ruby laser head that sits in here as well. And so you have 3 true wavelengths, which means you're able to get all colors, including the very difficult to treat greens and blues. Our competition, typically will have some sort of die handpiece or a laser pumped laser handpiece. They're converting, either a 532 wavelength or a 755 wavelength to manufacture some other wavelength that is going to better treat either the greens and the blues or the reds. The problem with that is that those manufactured wavelengths are very, very underpowered. Like I said, this 3-wavelength system, it's 1000 millijoules of pulse, so it's 1000 millijoules of pulse on both the 1064 and on the 694 ruby. It's 500 millijoules of pulse on the 532. For comparison purposes, our leading competition has a die handpiece. Those die handpieces are disposable. It's actually about an $8,000 disposable cost, and that's assuming you use them. Most folks don't use those die handpieces because, quite frankly, they don't work that well. And really, the key point with them, not working that great is the fact that they're just grossly underpowered. Our 694 ruby is able to target the greens and the blues with 1000 millijoules of pulse. Those die handpieces, brand new out of the box, are probably emitting about 200 millijoules of pulse. So just brand new, before those dies start to disintegrate at all, you're about 5 times more powerful. So that's probably the first and foremost thing that attracts people to the Quanta Q+C 3-wavelength system. The other thing that we found is once people get this device and start using it, they realize that one of the other things that we talk about, which is the OptiBeam technology, is probably as equally as important. Again, many of the other systems out there, even if they have some sort of flat top beam profile, they still have a hot spot in the center. That hot spot is really what has plagued the tattoo industry for a long time. That hot spot in the center is why you see broken skin. Broken skin obviously means bleeding, obviously means more pain, obviously means more complications, possible infections, scarring, hyperpigmentation, hypopigmentation. And our OptiBeam technology has a series of optics, from inside the laser all the way down to the handpiece. And what they're doing is our Italian manufacturers like to talk about the homogenizing lens. Basically, what they're doing is they are taking a beam and perfectly distributing that energy top to bottom. There's a square spot instead of a round spot, and what that ends up looking like when you fire it, again, you have a square spot. You do not have a hot spot in the center. Equal energy distribution side to side, top to bottom. And again, what that means, from a practitioner and especially from a patient standpoint, is less pain, less bleeding, less complications. On the good side, what we're providing is fewer treatments. Your patient is going to probably see treatments, or the number of tattoo treatments needed to get rid of a tattoo decrease by at least 1/3. So if you're treating somebody, and with older technology you would be looking at 12 treatments, you're probably 7 or 8 with this. And again, because you have that ruby wavelength, you're able to treat the greens and the blues, as well as the 1064 is going after the blacks, dark blues, 532 is going after the reds and orange spectrum. The other thing that probably the last significant technological difference with this is our pulse duration. This is a very efficient machine and has a fixed 6 nanosecond pulse duration. Again, compared to our leading competitors that have typically about a 20 nanosecond pulse duration, what that means is that we have 3 times the peak power. So we still have 1000 millijoule pulse, but it's how quickly are we putting it into the skin or into the target, the tattoo, that is really going to have the most profound effect. It's that shattering effect putting that energy in a very, very quick period of time that's going to have the best effect. And so the fact that not only we have a very powerful system, but we're putting that power in such a short period of time is what is causing the greatest photoacoustic effect. And so those three things, the Ruby wavelength, the OptiBeam technology, and the fixed 6 nanosecond pulse duration is what's really going to separate us from the competition from purely a Q-switch standpoint. One of the other things that we've found that a lot of our customers really appreciate is the fact that the Quanta Q Plus series, in fact, the entire Quanta line is a Italian designed laser. You really get the feel of that hand-built, custom-made Italian craftsmanship with this device. We've been the North American distributor for Quanta for a couple years now, and I can tell you, very proud to say we've never had a laser go down. We've had minor issues that we've had to address as anybody that's using a laser. We've had to replace hand pieces or aiming beams, but we've never had a laser go down. And it really is that Italian craftsmanship that we're leaning on here. People love Ferrari, Ducati, Maserati, and with this device you really get that hand-built, custom-made Italian feel. The other thing that is interesting along those lines is not only do you get that hand-built Italian feel, but when you look at our hair removal laser, when you look at our non-ablative fractionals, or any of the other devices within the Quanta line, they're all built on the same platform. So you have a platform modular design. This box has been out for about 5 years, and so all the bugs have been worked out. Again, it really just gives you that reliability that you need. When you have 25 patients lined up, you don't want to have a laser go down. And with the Quanta, you're not going to have that issue. So please feel free to give us a call. Any one of our inside sales professionals can help you. Our number is 866-353-5115. Again, please call us and let us know how we can help you. 866-353-5115. Thank you very much.